I always think it's strange and almost inevitable. When most coaches take over programs, the first thing they say is we're going to change the culture. Well, I'm here to say I'm going to do my best to maintain the culture of Aztec basketball. It's a culture of academic excellence. It's a culture of social responsibility. It's a culture of family first. And most importantly, it's a culture of winning basketball. And it's our charge as coaches and players to maintain that culture that Coach Steve Fisher has set up for us. He set us up for success. Now it's our responsibility to move forward, take the lessons he's given us, and keep the program moving forward.
The culture San Diego State has instilled that's propelled them to a team-first Final Four didn't happen overnight.
People talk about culture. They're their third year into a head coach of the program. Culture is 24 years in one place. That's where I've been. That's culture.
The Aztec Empire was built off of the ashes of a 4-win program inherited by Steve Fisher and Brian Dutcher, his longtime associate coach, who came with him from Michigan to San Diego State. That relationship got Dutcher the job he always coveted, yet it also didn't happen overnight.
They say the hardest distance to travel in basketball is that 18 inches from the assistant coaching chair to the head coaching chair. Well, it's taken me 18 years to travel that 18 inches here.
Brian Dutcher is the son of Jim Dutcher, who was the head coach at the University of Minnesota and at Eastern Michigan, where he had the Iceman, George Gervin. Brian's coaching skills were formed through both nature and nurture. It's in his blood. Brian credits both his dad and Steve Fisher as his coaching mentors. Together at Michigan, they led Michigan to a national championship and 5 Sweet 16s. Fisher and Dutcher even recruited the famous Fab Five. Fisher ranks 4th all-time in wins at Michigan with 185. In 1997, Fisher was fired from Michigan after it was revealed Ed Martin, a donor, was paying recruits. Fisher categorically denies having anything to do with that. In 1999, the Fisher-Dutcher era officially began in San Diego. In 2011, Dutcher was named head coach in waiting upon the eventual retirement of Steve Fisher. And in 2017, Fisher officially announced he would be retiring. Steve Fisher retired with 386 wins to 209 losses after 18 years at San Diego State. He led them to 10 Mountain West Conference titles, 8 NCAA tournament appearances, and the Sweet 16 twice.
Angie and I will be the greatest fans in America for Jan and Liza and Aaron and Brian as this program moves forward to bigger and better things. I'm positive that that's going to happen. Brian Dutcher is the son of a coach. He's grown up in the game. He knows the business. He's got phenomenal people skills, and he will do a magnificent job.
Historically, the Mountain West Conference has struggled to get out of the first weekend of March Madness. Before this year's tournament started, the Mountain West's all-time record in the tournament is 22-55. In 2017, the year Dutcher took over as head coach, the conference went 0-1 with Nevada losing. In 2018, the conference went 2-2 with Nevada advancing to the Sweet 16, but San Diego State lost in the first round. In 2019, the conference went 0-2 with Nevada and Utah State losing in the first round. In 2020, San Diego State had arguably one of the best teams in the nation, going on a 26-game winning streak and being the only D1 team to finish with only one loss. That year, they also had future 2020 first-round draft pick Malachi Flynn, who used his final year of college eligibility to transfer to San Diego State. Unfortunately, the tournament was canceled because of COVID. In 2021, the conference went 0-2 with both San Diego State and Utah State losing in the first round. In 2022, the conference went 0-4 with Wyoming losing in the first four. San Diego State, Boise State, and Colorado State all lost in the round of 64. All-time San Diego State is 1,485 and 1,125. They've won the Mountain West Conference regular season championship 9 times. They've won the conference tournament championship in the Mountain West 7 times. They've been in the NCAA tournament 15 times. They've been in the tournament round of 32 7 times. And this year marks the 3rd time the team has been to the Sweet 16. The previous 2 times, Dutcher was an assistant under Steve Fisher, including the 2011 team that had Kawhi Leonard, but unfortunately lost to Kemba Walker and the eventual 2011 national champions UConn Huskies.
When people say, "Oh, you're from San Diego State," the first thing they say, Kawhi Leonard.
Like their namesake, the Aztecs of San Diego State are fierce and unforgiving. Their playing style is they love to throw you in the mud with them. The Aztecs are a gritty bunch who play for one another, no matter if they played on the team in 2020 or are currently on the roster.
You know, we're doing it for those guys. I'm constantly talking to them, you know, telling them how much I love them, how much, you know, I wish they could be here with us in this position. But they're happy. They're so happy for us, and we're just blessed to be here.
The Aztecs are laden with transfers and veterans and are one of the best teams at retaining their players. A main component of the culture is defense, something they even tell recruits.
It starts when you recruit them. It can't start when they show up on campus. When we recruit them, we tell them, we defend at a high level here. If you don't want to play defense, we're not the place for you. But if you do defend, we'll let you play with great freedom offensively. And that's kind of what we are. So when they get there and they're not having success, even though they're scoring, it's like, hey, we told you, we're defense first. And you have to defend in order to earn an opportunity to play offense. And so it's a culture. It's something we've always preached, and I think we're pretty good at.
They rank 4th in the nation in defensive efficiency. The team also has a lot of depth, going 9 deep, but the depth isn't the hard part, or at least according to Coach Dutcher.
The issue is not having a deep bench. The issue is everybody buys into a deep bench. They're not crying when they come out. I mean, we took the starting 5 out 3 or 4 minutes into the second half, even before the first TV timeout. In some programs, that'd be a disaster. You'd have to sit there and massage egos for 10 minutes to get them ready to play when they got back in. But this team's not wired that way. We're wired to win, and everybody supports and cares about one another, and we sacrifice to do it.
Of the 9 deep, 7 of them played for San Diego State last year. The 2 that transferred in are senior guard Darian Trammell, who transferred from Seattle U. Trammell leads the team in minutes with 27.1 minutes per game. Trammell is 2nd in points per game, averaging 9.9. He is 2nd in assists per game, averaging 3.1, and he is 2nd in steals per game, averaging 1.3, yet he's 5th in free throw percentage. But he knew that free throw against Creighton was going to go down.
Just having the utmost confidence in myself. I feel like I've shot probably 1,000 free throws in the last week. So at the end of the day, I feel like I put in the work to be able to step up and have the confidence that I was going to make them.
The other transfer being junior guard Micah Parrish, who transferred in from Oakland University. Micah Parrish is a true 3-and-D player who can hit clutch shots. The 7 who returned include senior guard and Cal transfer Matt Bradley, who leads the team in points per game, averaging 12.5. He's also third in assists per game, averaging 2.1. And he has a team-high 80.2% free throw percentage. While he struggled in their game against Creighton, Bradley had a team-high 21 points in their win against Florida Atlantic. Junior guard Lamont Butler is third in points per game on the team, averaging 8.7. He has a team-high 3.3 assists per game, team-high 1.5 steals per game, but he also has a team-high turnover rate per game, and he's known for hitting clutch
with 2
shots.
seconds. He's got to put it up, and he wins it. He wins it with the jumper. A San Diego State miracle.
Senior forward Nathan Mensah has been with Coach Dutcher at San Diego State for 5 years. He leads the team in rebounds per game, averaging 5.9, and he has a team-high 1.7 blocks per game. Jaden Ledee, the senior forward who transferred in from TCU a couple years ago, is second on the team in rebounds per game, averaging 5.3. Senior forward Keyshawn Johnson is third on the team in rebounds per game, averaging 5. Senior forward Agwek Orope has also been with the team for 5 years. He is second on the team in blocks per game, averaging 0.6, and he leads the team in field goal percentage with 58.5%. Senior guard Adam Seiko is a great three-point shooter who has been with Coach Dutch since the beginning. It's his 6th year.
That's a crazy 6 years, isn't it?
It's a great run we had.
So proud of you.
Thank you for that.
We spent a lot of time together, didn't we? All 6. I'm going to miss you next year. What am I going to do without you, man?
No clue.
As the longest tenured Aztec player, he's also one of their true outspoken leaders.
Throughout the year, in the mid-year, we had a player-only meeting, which I'm sure people have read about, which really changed our season. You know, it's something small, and at that time, we were still first in the Mountain West in the standings, and we just came off a loss, and we felt like we had to have a player meeting and, you know, just get more connected. And then after that, you know, sky was the limit for us, and, you know, winning regular season title, winning the conference title, we knew that we could be really, really dangerous coming to the tournament.
This players-only tighten the screws meeting wasn't just a one-off thing. This is something that the Aztecs work on every single practice.
Yeah, well, I think the one thing anybody who's followed Aztec basketball knows this, and no matter what kind of team we've had and where we finish, we get better as the year goes on. And that's just our culture. It's if you think you're good enough now and you can't get any better, don't get off the bus. We have another level to go. And even today, the message was, if you don't think we can get better at practice today, then don't practice. We can get better every time we step on the floor. And if you deliver that message and they believe in it, they'll get better as the season goes on. So as good as we play or as bad as we play, we're going to get better as the season goes on, and that's part of our culture.
All of these players helped push San Diego State to be a 5 seed when the bracket was announced this March. In their first game, San Diego State beat Charleston. In their second game, San Diego State beat Furman. In the Sweet 16, San Diego State beat number 1 seed Alabama. In the Elite 8, San Diego State beat Creighton by 1 point. And in the Final Four, San Diego State beat Florida Atlantic. They're the first team in Mountain West history to reach the Final Four, let alone the national championship game. But they weren't surprised. This was all part of the culture they've been building.
We recruit and we say our goal is to win a national championship, so we can't act surprised when we get an opportunity to advance to the Final Four. That's what we tell them when we recruit them. And it's just not words to get them to come here, it's words we believe in.
I think the last time I sat in here when I was named head coach. It's kind of a cool moment. So now we sit here today and another first. going to a Final Four. And when we first went into homes, they looked at us like we were crazy when we told them our goal is to go to a Final Four. And they looked at us and they thought, that's impossible. You've never hung one banner. But if you don't have that dream and you don't have that goal of doing it, you have no chance of achieving it. And so I will sit here today and say, even though Coach Fisher didn't get us there, I'm going to do my best with this group of players and the players to come to get us to a Final Four and have Coach Fisher and all of you with us. So that continues to be the goal of San Diego State basketball, to win games and make that improbable run, that hard run, to a Final Four.
As Brian Dutcher's 6th season at the helm of San Diego State comes to a close, he's amassed 151 wins to 47 losses. And while he definitely wanted that last game that doesn't take away from the history that San Diego State made this year. And well, frankly, nobody said it better than the 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year.
I told the team in the locker room, they had the music going. I walked in and I told them, turn it down. I said, either sing, dance, or get out of the way. Aztecs are going to the Final Four. So here we are. We're making the next step. And it's something we've always talked about. And I'm sure there were people who doubted we could do it, but we never doubted for a minute.
Hey everyone, I'm John Lane with Play On Playoffs, and I just want to say this was a joy to make. I love talking about Steve Fisher, Brian Dutcher, and the culture of San Diego State Aztec basketball. I think this will be a team to watch for years to come. Just a little housekeeping. I would love it if you guys would leave this video a like, comment if you have any feedback or want more content like this, because I will make it my priority to make more content like this. Share this video with your friends if you like this and got something out of it. And also, please subscribe for more content. And of course, thanks for watching.